we'll move on to item number 10, update on long-range transportation plan.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple items for you. Our last full operations immersion session, what I call it, with our consultants was on March 2nd and 3rd. They were here for two days. We spent almost 2 full days working on the operations plan to really kind of fine tune the route and service plan.
Nothing there. I'm sorry. I'm awfully sorry. We had a.
Joined us.
Hi, Hazel. Welcome.
I've been on the bus an hour.
Again. Well, you didn't miss the long-range plan talk
All
today.
right.
Why not? Why?
You're here for it. You're right on time.
At least you got your money's worth.
All right, Tom.
Sorry, Tom.
It's okay. Anyway, March 2nd and 3rd, we had the consultants here. We worked for 2 days to refine our operations plan for the fixed route system. We're in the process right now of fine tuning that, putting the route and service plan into our bid structure. I'm gonna start working on that Friday morning with our operations staff to see where it all. Then we can start building the timetables to see what it looks like. One of the things that we kind of want to throw out to you, and I don't know if Ryan, we had a conversation, if you'd reached out to the commissioners, but we'd like to have a planning session, with the board to present the plan to you, the details of it, because we really haven't had a chance to give you, kind of start to finish, and then really get into the meat and potatoes of the service plan proposals, because we've got an opportunity to implement pieces of this as soon as this summer, and we'd really like to get going on it. So the sooner that we can get things to you, so that we can have some discussion as far as implementation, budget impacts, those types of things, I think it would be a good idea to do that. So I think Ryan had reached out to all of you.
I had a condition that there were no jokes involved. Because I'm not a big fan of April Fool's Day when people are like joking me, because I'm like one of the most gullible people in the world all the other days of the year.
So if we bring you the $100 million service plan, that would
be right. I said I would come if there were no jokes.
Yeah, everybody's confirmed. Just John is not here. He's out of town, so I'm pretty sure he'll be okay. And Rick, you said you're okay now,
Yeah,
so
I'm all right.
everybody's confirmed.
It's at 11 o'clock here?
11 o'clock, yeah. That's the time that worked best for Dave. So I just made off for Dave's.
works for me.
Yeah, and then Kurt said it was okay, and then Amy. So yeah.
11 a.m.
11 a.m.
It's in my thing with an exclamation.
Okay.
Is that just a closed meeting, or is that open to the public?
No, that would have to be an open meeting.
So then we'll just announce it as we would announce an open meeting, and everyone.
Yeah, we would publish an agenda for it and publish it as a regular meeting. Yeah, we may have a couple other miscellaneous agenda items for you on that day.
Okay.
Maybe related to the long-range plan, and some organizational things that we'll bring to you, just that are timely.
April 1st.
So.
11 a.m.
11
Yeah, that'd be terrific. And so I'll see if, hopefully, I haven't reached out to Will, but I'd like at least Will Kelbs, our project manager from AECOM, to be here for that day too, to be part of the team to present. And I think probably be prepared to, we'll put some things on the screen, maybe get some handouts for you, but, it's gonna be pretty in-depth overview, and hopefully the outcome, we have some good discussion with all of you about, next steps and implementation. We weren't fortunate enough when we finished moving forward plan in 2010 to be able to really get into implementation, because we were in that recession time period, and we really weren't in a financial position to do a whole lot. So I'd like to think that maybe we're in a little better shape now to really be able to dig into this and get going and get some implementation done. And frankly, we have to. We've got some runtime issues on some routes we need to address. We've continued to kick that can down the road probably for too long. So it's a good opportunity to get some things implemented and boost ridership in the end.
Will Ryan get to work any quicker because of it?
Well, hopefully.
Yes,
not
he
phase
will.
1.
He will, but
Not in phase 1.
Maybe phase
Eventually.
3.
Okay.
Eventually, yes. Yeah, we can't do it all at once.
Yeah.
We learned that from our 2 days of operations meetings.
Yeah.
We took 8 phases and compressed it into 4. So
Yeah.
Okay.
it's aggressive, And so when we have that meeting, we'll be able to lay that all out for you and spend some time talking about it.
That's amazing.
I don't have anything
April
else.
1st.
Yeah.
Is there, well, we can decide, you said you're gonna have some action items on that meeting too.
Yeah, miscellaneous stuff. All dealing with the long range plan, but, am I saying that correct, Tom? All dealing with the long range plan. Nothing like budget stuff as far as like stuff that you get here, but just budget relating to like the long range plan, impacts, ridership, new routes, east side, west side, south side.
So you're not going to slip in any vague language that might.
I'm just asking if there's an opportunity at that meeting, if there's not a necessity to have a meeting 2 weeks later that we have under our agenda here. If it's a light agenda.
Okay, just have one meeting that same day?
If you have a light agenda. If you have a larger agenda planned for 2 weeks later, it's just helpful to not have
2 meetings?
two meetings if it's not necessary.
Okay, so you're looking at April, I have a calendar.
Unless everyone wants to meet, I don't.
Well, I think that it's good to
it's
get
an issue.
together for the regular scheduled meeting. It sounds like this is a special meeting.
Yeah, this would be a special meeting just dealing with the long range plan, because being that, as Tom mentioned, we're kind of like moving aggressively, and as far as timeline, as far as schedule with the bids, operationally, and we have to have public hearings, and certain things that have to go in place in order for us to implement this August 21st. Because I think that's the day that St. Cloud State goes in session. That's the day that we're looking at, St. Cloud State's first day back in school, and then our schedule begins on that Sunday. So whatever that Sunday is prior to the first day of school, that's the day that we're looking at session. So if our union contract obviously have to bid a certain amount of weeks in advance, and just everything as far as timing, we're looking at about maybe 8 weeks of just strictly long-range plan moving forward, so that everything is like timely, so to speak. So this is why we...
The reason I'm just asking is because you're obviously doing it on April 1st instead of a regular meeting because you want to do it earlier.
Well, as part of our timeline, yeah.
So otherwise you would have it at a regular meeting, my assumption would be. So if you're moving it up for that purpose,
Yeah.
why not, if there's not a large agenda item, for us to move this up? Because otherwise this would be a regular meeting that we would have under a regular meeting, have this discussion under a regular meeting.
Mhm.
I just don't, again, it's not,
Have 2 meetings.
to have meetings, just to have a meeting, it's still a public meeting, people still have the opportunity. Everybody's busy, schedules and.
Yeah, I just want to, but because everybody is busy, the staff is on a regular schedule for like the rest of the staff and their updates and like we won't be able to hear then from Debbie about the rider advisory, and we don't necessarily know what the staff might have on a regular rotation of things. I mean, so what if they don't make the decision now and they decide and they see what they figure out leading up to April 1st, because maybe it is that we need to come then, and I'd forego the pay, if it's that for you.
No,
then.
no, I just, and that's the way I said it.
Okay.
If it's just gonna be a light agenda 2 weeks later, and you're just moving some things around, that's my opinion, the rest you can weigh in, but if you're just gonna do that, why not just have, I'd rather be on the first here for an extra half hour or an hour versus coming on another meeting 2 weeks later to just move some things around that are administrative, if it's not necessary. We do, I don't know about your cities, but our cities, we cancel meetings all the time. If we're gonna have a light agenda, we can put it into a meeting prior to that. It's just not, there is a staff commitment too. Everybody's here at this meeting, when they could be out there serving customers and doing so that piece of it's, if it can be done. If you've got something that's critical and you need more time, I don't have a problem under our regular schedule. I was just trying to say, at least from, if folks agree, if not, why have 2 meetings? Because we moved around this meeting many times.
Right.
To try to accommodate scheduling, so it's not like we have this absolutely every, whatever day
Third
this is.
Tuesday, yeah.
Well, we used to do first and third Tuesdays, so this would be similar to the old format.
Oh, so it used to be that on the.
Yeah, we used to meet twice a month, first and third Tuesdays, and then we
And
just.
besides that, you're just gonna, Amy's gonna be the only one here on the first anyways.
Yeah.
Ha ha. I got it.
There's gonna be a big sign on the door, April Fool.
I was like, what?
I'm just trying to build
Now you're
it
not
all
coming to the
up.
only meeting you want to have?
Well, that's, Mr. Chair, I guess a question for Paula. Are we okay with paying bills if we just have the one meeting on the 1st for April?
Yeah, I mean, we can, but then there's gonna be a lot the following month.
Now you can think about it.
Yeah, think about how you wanna do it.
If you need to have a
Yeah,
meeting
it's,
happen.
I just threw it out there as, you're just
Yeah.
2 weeks away from a
Yeah,
meeting, so.
if there's nothing.
So I'll-
Meet every day if you want to.
I'm gonna leave them
Just
both
don't
on
think
my
it's-
calendar and wait for an update
Yeah.
from the finance, from Paula back here,
All right,
giving
well,
us the money.
we'll talk to staff and then.
So we're either looking at having one board meeting in April or having the 2 board meetings in April.
And you
And
decide
I'll
based
update you
on the
guys.
workload you have, what you want
Right,
to do.
and I'll update you.
I
Okay.
just, you otherwise wouldn't have
Got it
thought
on
of the
my
option,
calendar,
we're just trying to
so
throw it
we're-
out.
Yeah.
Good to go.
I'm keeping
All
it
right.
on the calendar.
Any other discussion on the long-range plan?